I want to show you how simple things could be if we get out of our own way and don't overcomplicate things. We're going to look at two time frames today and really just three VWAPs, but two of them are going to be our staple ones that don't move. We look at them every single day on stream, but let's first start on the 15-minute time frame. So let's just pretend we're coming into the session before the open even comes in. We could zoom out very crazily and see that, yes, we're obviously very, very bullish, big picture. I mean, this indice only goes up long term, right? That's a little absurd. Let's just zoom in at least to the week and see what do we have from last night or even just the low of week on Tuesday, right? Monday was bearish, don't really care. Since Tuesday we've been moving up, Wednesday now coming into this open, it's definitely a little sideways pre-market. But let's see if I want to be more bearish or bullish, knowing that just buyers have been more so in control the last few weeks and months, all these different things, and they had a strong day yesterday. I'm not really going to probably predict that we're just going to erase that entire bullish move the day prior because it just doesn't seem very realistic unless there's a catalyst to drive that. And we also made new high of day pre-market above yesterday's high just slightly. But let's take a look at, and we'll be neutral on this overnight VWAP at the open. So now let's bring in the 1 minute and you'll see at the open, pretty bullish. Buyers are in control. To start it, they're maintaining that control. One thing would be not to jump in on the shorts because it's kind of early on the day still. Yes, the opening range is set. It's a mid-range. It's been buyers in control. So I really hate, but sometimes we'll do it, is buyers have been in control all day. And now I'm going to predict that they're just going to disappear, right? Now it's going to be sellers, right? I'd rather see sellers and follow the sellers or see buyers and let's go look for more longs rather than see it one way and predict it's going to now flip. But of course, some people do that. That once you see the flip back above New York VWAP, it's looking like, okay, yeah, we're making higher lows today. Good thing I didn't just reverse that whole bullish move at the open. But the reason this also could be a tough long is if I circle it here when buyers take back control of the New York. On the left side, you can see we're right at that key VWAP of the overnight, right? So on the right side on the 1 minute, this is at the New York, anchored to 9:30 New York open. And on the 15-minute, this is the overnight or the daily. I'll interchange them. This is from the changeover of a new day, 6 p.m. Eastern. I leave those alone all day. Those do not move. I don't re-anchor them. That it's definitely a key moment at this VWAP of we're going to pop back down or we're going to pop up, as silly as that sounds. Moves happen from this VWAP, right? Trend continuation, most likely, is what we like to find. So the reason I don't love this long, despite it being buyers in control since the open, we are at a key VWAP. So I wouldn't be surprised if it came down a little bit. So that's why you kind of consider this short. But that's a strong bullish open. If it's going to move lower today, what's the harm in just letting it move lower, seeing more bearish structure, and I'll just short it easier later on, right? You don't always need to be in the first setup and just jump into it, all this excitement. Let's get some more information. Oh, wow, those longs did work out. It did break through that overnight. Who would have thought? Okay, cool. The day's not over. It's still 10 a.m. There's plenty of moves to be had. That as simple as it could be. Now let's get rid of this or slide this over, make it smaller. Let it move higher. You want to get as close to this New York VWAP as possible, right? That's where moves happen from. So we get a nice pop. Ideally, we're looking for a retest off of that New York. Now, one thing this, I guess, wouldn't be simple, but we'll just say it real quick. You could use a handoff VWAP. Brian Shannon talks about that in his VWAP book, of a handoff to the last time we touched New York VWAP here, right? We'll make that one light blue. And you can see we retested off of that. So now if I wanted to long it after this pullback, although it's not off the New York, I am playing off of a level or off of VWAP, so maybe it's still valid, right? So let's playbook that we long it there, stop loss below structure, and it slowly grinds its way higher. But not really for, it does make a new high a day, but not really for 1R. But you definitely could have scalped some money in that. I mean, it's clearly buyers in control. But look at this retest. Where does it come down to? The New York VWAP and opening range high. It builds two higher lows. Buyers are maintaining this control. Same thing. Let's put on a high a day VWAP. Trend is clearly bullish. So let's just keep it simple on I'm only looking for longs and I want it to be off the key level or the key VWAP. So let's make this big screen. Buyers step in on a strong break of high a day VWAP there. The bounce play is also an option for anyone that doesn't know any of these strategies. I do teach it in full on Futures 2.0 here. You just go to ASFX TV. The whole strategy is there. We also live stream these trades every single morning. You can get access to it for free. If you just use code FIRST, your first month will be on the house. So definitely tune into those streams so these can make a little bit more sense. But there's a long there. It makes what? The next move of trend continuation. Now, of course, it's easy to say in hindsight. you could just buy it anywhere. And this thing's just going to keep on printing money after that retest, right? Any of these buy prices pay you. But how much higher does it want to drift? When is the next pullback coming in? Well, who knows? Let it come back in. Now, I will say I'm not trading this setup. It's 3 p.m. I'm not at the desk. I'm not trading anymore. But again, look at the bounce off of New York. It retests, buyers defend it, and it has one more pop in it in the last hour of the day. Now, yes, I would not take that because it's super late in the day. That's just because I'm not there. Let's zoom out on the whole day. Where is the money really coming from, right? There's some small crawl up here for sure. There's money to be made there. But if you can get close to this VWAP, any of these moves, look how quickly it jumps back into profit for you, that you're getting it at the end of a pullback when the next move of trend is likely to come back in. You're not getting it in at the end of a move that maybe wants to pull back now. No, it just did pull back. We're likely to now move back in the direction of trend. I'm probably right on time. At a great price, I can get a good stop loss, keep it simple. And same thing with this big pullback. Hopefully you like this retest to New York. Let's bring up the 15-minute again. All those circles that are still there, where are those two as well on this day? The overnight VWAP. So now you're retesting two VWAPs on two different time frames with clear bullish sentiment today. Buyers all in control. Just keep it simple, right? To keep it simple, don't chase moves at the top. Don't be fearing that you're not going to get your type of setup today, that this is the only time to buy it or this is the only way to buy it is to just chase moves up here, right? Oh, let me just keep on long and then try to scalp some money out of it. Or if you just simply let it come down to the VWAP, let it respect it. I mean, even if you don't cherry pick it and buy it right here when it's ready to fly higher, even if you buy it on that candle there, the first time it bounces above New York, I'll be very adamant about it in the Futures 2.0 course. Stop loss never goes at current structure. Look how obvious that is, that it's just going to get pinned out and move back higher. So even on the long back here, we said it would have been safe on this example that current structure holds, but you want to give it room for those times where it doesn't. So even if you buy it there, yes, you take on drawdown. It's not ready to leave yet, but let's say you even do get stopped out, right? I hope you don't, but let's say you do get stopped out. All right, you try that price level again. That is the price that pays, right? The New York VWAP. Anytime you can get a price around there, it's a pretty good price. It's all about timing with when it's ready to move from that price. Now on the topic of stop losses, that was on ES. Let's go to NQ here because I had some lessons on that. Some people reach out to me after stream as well as in the BSC. Same idea, same 15-minute. We don't need to go over all that. But look at the drift higher. It was actually a little bit more bearish up and open. So that's also very interesting too. ES looks very bullish. But let's just put on, I don't know, we could do that same handoff view up, I suppose. Yeah, it does come off of that. So a handoff view up the last time we touched New York. Let's put on a high day view up as well. And let's see, when does it want me to get back in on the longs? Well, that would be the break of high day there. Let's put a stop loss at current structure. What happens? Stopped out and it moves back higher because current structure is the least safe. I don't know what this volatility pin was, but you get stopped out on it regardless, that if you give it more room, now in this case there really is no previous structure, so maybe we're just going to say opening range high or the start of a new 15-minute candle to the left, right? To be as clear as possible. It is a tough one to know. I don't know where I want the stop loss on this. I just know I don't want it at current structure. So other than that, I have to kind of decide anywhere to the left here where I want it. But the case just goes, don't put it at current structure because then you'll get stopped out. Have to buy it back. And let's say you do even buy it back on this high day VWAP break. Let's go stop loss at now this current structure. There's two losses before it even goes higher. Or the person back here bought it, gave it a nice stop. They hold through it the whole time and they get one winner. The other trader took two losers on the same entry price just because of stop loss placement, right? So NQ was pretty tricky. It was very sideways yesterday, but hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully I kept it simple. I knew I threw some handoff VWAPs in there, but I go over all this on stream every morning. Keep tuning into these videos every day. Make sure you check out the top one sale that's always running. My code's the best deal over there if you need a new account because you got chopped up on some of these days. But let's fix those stop losses. Let's just keep it simple. Look at the overnight VWAP and look at the New York VWAP. That's as simple as I try to keep it. And of course, a high a day, but that's not really a trend indicator. I already know which direction I'm looking at that point. So reach out if you have any questions. Leave a like, leave a comment. I appreciate you guys always tuning in. Hopefully you'll take advantage of the AceFX TV sale. Code FIRST. You get a free month. So I'll see you guys in there. Trade safe. I'll see you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.